Hello everyone, this is Kiki, and this video is a celebratory picture because, as I've mentioned during Linktober, I finally have made it over 100 subs. It's taken 4 years to get here, and I feel like I've come such a long way in my art since I started, and it's just, I'm so glad that I started. I've improved in other ways as well, just in like time management and stuff like that. I mean, I still get distracted every now and then and such, but it happens. But yeah, wow, I'm over 100 subscribers, and I'm here, and it's a thing. I have 3 digits now. But I hit the 100 subscriber mark at the beginning of October, but it was the middle of Linktober, so I was focusing on that. And then as soon as Linktober was over, I started working on this after giving myself a few days break from drawing because I was pretty exhausted. But yeah, I had fun making this picture. I mean, the head angle was a little awkward. I've never done an angle like that before, so it took a while, as you can see here. But I wanted to do something that could kind of represent all of the people. So there are 40 balloons, 60 pieces of confetti, and then at the start of it there were 7 ribbons, because when I started the picture I had 107 subscribers. And then after I started getting into the coloring and stuff, I had happened to check my YouTube, and I got another one, so I added another ribbon. So there are, at the end, 8 ribbons. So yeah, there are 108 little objects in there to represent the 108 of you. But yeah, I can't even talk now. Words form from mouth. I'm really happy that I finally decided to start a YouTube. My friends had been like kind of pushing me for a few years to try and like do it, and I was always like, no, I'm not good enough to do that, and no one's gonna want to watch me, and I don't have any way to record doing it or anything like that, and that is, excuses. And then I ended up finding Jazz's channel, and I had seen his videos recommended for quite some time on YouTube and just never clicked on them. And then one day I just did, and I started sort of binging him, and and I saw the contests he was having, and fun stuff like that, and I was and he was about having fun with art, and just having fun with it, and I was like, he right, and if you don't start, then you're not gonna start. So I started, and I'm really glad that I did. It took me a while to figure out exactly what I wanted from my channel, because at first it was just, okay, I'm gonna record some of the arts I do, and I'll post videos, and it'll be a thing. But at the same time, I knew that I wanted a little bit more than that. I wanted there to be a reason that I was making the videos, that I was sharing them in that way. But I couldn't quite figure it out for a while, and at first when I had started posting, the channel's name was Kiki Kurosaki, and that was just because when I initially made the account, I wasn't planning on making videos. It was just so that I could post, so that it like make comment, not post, but so like I could make comments and have a playlist and stuff like that. But once I kind of like sat down and put some more thought into it, and like, who do I want to be on this platform? Who do I want to be as an artist on the internet? And it's kind of like, it just sort of dawned on me, it's like, this is me sharing my journey with art in a way that just showing the final picture couldn't. So that's where it changed from Kiki Kurosaki to Kiki's art journey. Because this is my journey in art and I'm sharing it with you and hoping that by doing so I can encourage others to either start or pick back up or just simply continue after a hard moment on their own art journey or whatever journey it is that they happen to be on. Because I think, we need that sometimes. We need that little encouragement to just keep going, maybe with something that we aren't sure we can keep going with. And I know there has been moments where I'm kind of like, does it quite matter? But at the same time, I knew I was never going to stop art. I've never stopped, being a 3-year-old scribbling on paper to now being 26 and doing this. I've never stopped and I never will stop. And I want others to be able to keep going with whatever it is that they love, no matter what. Because it is important to have that thing. That thing that is yours that just, it makes you happy, and art makes me happy. And I want to, be able to share that, and I'm glad that I did, because, since really starting to do this and everything like that, I've made some cool online friends, and I've improved so much in the past 4 years, and I don't think that I would be where I am skill-wise now if I hadn't started my YouTube. Starting the YouTube really pushed me to improve and just get better with time management and, just my art skill in general and such like that. And, it started with, I was gonna pick, these 3 things each year, and I was gonna try and kind of focus on those and get better in those. It didn't quite work. It just sort of became, okay, instead of doing this straight on shot, I'm gonna try and do it at slightly an angle, or, I want to do a cool pose here instead of just like a general pose. And it just kind of became, I'm just gonna do what I want, but I'm gonna try and push myself to do more than what I would have before. And I think it's worked pretty well, because I feel like if I had tried to specifically, like, okay, I want to work on perspective this year, then I feel like a lot of the art I would have done if I was specifically focusing on that wouldn't have been the art that I wanted to do. But I'm really happy with the progress I've made, and like, I go back and look at my old art, and it's fairly cringe to me, but I know at the same time there are other people that go back and look at that, like my very first video, and they'll look at that and go like, wow, that's awesome, because to them it is, and I completely get to that, but that's not where I am now, so to me it's cringe. And I think a lot of people forget that when artists look back at their own art, yeah, they're gonna cringe at it, and you see it all the time when, look back through my old art, and everyone's like, oh, I did, ooh, and you see it in the comments, it's like, you're saying it's so bad, but, I can't draw like that, that's still so much better than and it's like, yes, but that's not where they are now. They're on a different journey than you. And a lot of people tend to forget that the artists they look up to were at the point where they are now. Like, every artist has a mountain of artworks behind them that, you know, you either just haven't seen yet, or that they just never bothered to post because they weren't happy with them. There's 100 reasons why, you know, you haven't seen that huge mountain. And people tend to forget that. It's like, yeah, do you feel... Yeah, I'm repeating myself. I'm sorry. I should have, like, made a script and I didn't. But it's... Long story short, it's important to remember that your journey is not going to be the same as anyone else's, and that no one is going to have the same journey as you. And once everyone figures that out, I think we'll be able to help each other a lot more. Because those that are further on will be able to look back towards those that are still, you know, trying to catch up, and be able to help them. Without being, oh, I art better than thou, don't talk to me. And those that are a little bit further back will be able to look towards the people who are a little further ahead and say, I'm gonna get there. Not, I wish I was there. Because you can get there. There's no reason you can't. And I feel like if we can stay more positive towards ourselves, it will help us stay more positive towards others. Because since changing how I've thought about art, I've actually started to love my art more and more. Like, there's really hardly a time where I'm not happy with something I've made. When I looked at this one artwork and had the thought of, I can't wait to be able to do that, it shocked me because I was surprised by my own thought. And I'm glad I had it, because I feel like that one thought has changed everything about how I make and look at art now. And I hope that maybe that thought can help others as well. Don't wish and then stay stagnant. Look at it and say, I can't wait, and then run towards it. Because you can get there. 4 years ago, I didn't think I'd be at this spot, but here I am. And, you know, it was an incredible thing to see my subscriber hit 100, and it's like, wow. But at the same time, while it is so cool to hit that 100 mark, it wouldn't matter if I was still at 10. Because I'd still be posting, because this is what I love. I love making things and sharing them regardless of how many people see them. Yeah, it's so cool to see the numbers, and I am so happy that I've hit 100, and I'm so thankful to those of you who have subscribed and have been watching. But a lot of people get so caught up on the number that they forget to have fun. And I think that's one of the best things about art, is that it is about expressing yourself and making something from nothing. That's what's so great about artists, is they can take something that is nothing and make it beautiful, or creepy, or cute, or weird, or just confusing. And there's so many ways to make it, and that's what I love about it. And that's why I'm on this journey, to find all those different ways to make things and become better as an artist, and even better as a person. Because, you know, through art you can realize things about yourself and others. And I think a lot of people forget just how meaningful art can be to others, especially to the people who made it. Like, yeah, okay, you might not like how someone did something, but there's a reason they did it that way. And you should respect that. And don't tell them to change it because you don't like it. You're not the one who wanted the artwork done. Like, you know, if it's a commission you ordered, then, you know, that's a little different. But you get my point. At least I hope you do. But yeah, I am very, so super, absolutely thankful for those of you that have subscribed, and I do hope that you will join me for, you know, as long as you join me, and you know, this art journey of mine's gonna keep going, and I hope maybe it'll encourage you to possibly start your own, or to pick it back up where you left it, or even to just keep going because you thought maybe it wasn't worth it. So I just want to say again, thank you.